Morning children. In this third video I am going to explain you the stanzas of the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon. I am going to start the explanation of the stanzas of this poem. Look at the first stanza. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and little red wagon and a triallo little pet dragon. This opening stanza introduced the characters of the poem. As I told you, it's a ballad. Ballads contain a story. So Belinda is the owner of a small white house and had 4 pets. Among these pets were a small black kitten, small grey mouse and a small yellow dog and a real true dragon. And Belinda also had a small wagon of red color. Here the poet has used the word riallo and truello. Riallo stands for really and truello for truly. It prepares the reader for an element of humor in the poem. Now move to next stanza. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Now introducing the character further, the poet just tells us that the little black kitten, it was named Ink, and the tiny mouse, the little grey mouse, it was known as Blink, and the little dog of yellow color was sharp as a mustard, so name was given Mustard. And the dragon, who was a timid, weak creature, coward, was called Custard, so because of his cowardice. Now the next stanza. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace chimney for a nose, and riallo truello daggers on his toes. Here the poet in this stanza, it gives a description of the appearance of Custard the dragon. He looks like those of any dragon, but as fierce as he had big sharp teeth, and it were not only big but also sharp one. On the top of his body, what is having? There were spikes, and under him there were scales. Underneath means under him. And the poet uses similes to describe the fierce appearance of the dragon. His fiery red mouth appeared for breathing out the fire. So here the poet has used simile, like a furnace, and the nose was as big and sharp like a chimney. And next, his nails on the toes, really it is sharp like daggers. The poet has coined words riallo, truello for really and truly to give a comic effect to the poem. The next stanza is Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Here the poet in this stanza describes certain characteristics of the inmates of the White House. Belinda, the owner of the house, She was as brave as a barrel full of bears. Here, simile has been used and hyperbole also. As brave as simile and barrel full of bears, it is hyperbole. And both the cat, ink, and mouse blink. Here the poet said that they were brave enough not to feel afraid of lions. They are not afraid of lions. They are brave enough like lions. And even they could give a chase to the lions. They can make the lions just run away from them. The dog Mustard. The poet said that he was so brave that his bravery has been compared with a tiger. But the Custard was very weak, timid, and comfort loving creature who always demanded a nice, safe cage. Both the bravery of the cat and the mouse and the cowardice of the dragon are exaggerated for the sake of humor. Children, look at the next stanza. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmercifully. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. And they all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Riallo Truello cowardly dragon. Hey, Belinda, who had a bad opinion about the dragon Custard and considered him to be a coward, used to tickle him too much. She used to do just tickling, and that it verged on the cruelty, unmerciful. That means cruelty. And the other pets also, like the cat, the mouse, and the dog, that is Ink, Blink, and Mustard. They just make fun of him, jokingly called him Percival. Percival here means the legendary brave knight among the round table knights of King Arthur. He was a knight of King Arthur. And Belinda and the other three pets, after tickling him, after making fun of him, they used to sit in the red wagon, little red wagon, and that was owned by Belinda. And they used to laugh at Custard the dragon for being so afraid all the time. They called him coward. Look at the next stanza. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Weak," which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. And Belinda used to laugh so loudly at the cowardice of the dragon, so it looks like that her laughter, it has shaken the whole house. And Blink the mouse also laughed at him when Custard demanded a comfortable, safe cage to live in. Ink and Mustard made fun of him by asking him rudely about his age, at how old he was, and that he was scared of every little thing, meaning thereby that he behaved like a baby. The poet exaggerated the impact of the loud laughter of Belinda to create humor. The next stanza, suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Mewich, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Window means window. One day what happened? All the inmates of the White House, they heard an evil, frightening sound, the nasty sound. And the Mustard, the dog, he started growling. And it just trouble started growling. And the cat, Ink, it mewed and cried out of fear. In fact, all of them were terrified to see the pirate climbing in the window. And Belinda also just cried, "Oh." This stanza shows that the brags of bravery by Belinda, ink, blink, and mustard proved to be hollow when face to face with the pirate. Means they were only showing off. Actually, they were not brave. Look at this next stanza. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. A pistol word has been repeated. So it is a repetition here. Here this stanza shows that the pirate had a very fierce and the frightening appearance. He carried a pistol in his each hand, both the hands, the right and the left hand, and a small shining sword. Cutlass is sword, it's used for sword, and it's very shining. It in his teeth. It was carried by the pirate. He supported a black beard. He was having a black beard, and his one leg was made up of wood. He was crippled, and his sinister appearance indicated that he had an evil intentions. It was clear by his appearance that he was just entered there not for the good intention, for evil intentions. Children, here this video ends, and in the next video I am going to explain you the remaining stanzas and the message given by the poet. Thank you. Have a nice day.